100 years, the American Heart Association has been at the forefront of cardiovascular research and advancements with the goal to save lives.
Our work has led to developments like the external defibrillator, the artificial heart valve, and for Minnesota, the pacemaker.
But these successes over the last century would not have been possible without the American Heart Association's passionate volunteers and supporters.
Together, we've advocated for healthier communities across Minnesota.
We've ensured that Minnesotans can eat, work, and play without the hazards of secondhand smoke.
Minnesota high school students are now trained in the life-saving skill of CPR before graduation.
Hospitals across Minnesota are trained and readily prepared to treat acute stroke patients as quickly as possible.
But our advocacy work hasn't stopped there. There continues to be health disparities and new hurdles.
Less than 10 years ago, the American Heart Association was part of a coalition that pushed a legislation for a stroke systems of care that ensures that Minnesotans live close to a hospital that can administer stroke treatment. And now more than 90% of Minnesotans live within 30 minutes of such a hospital.
We've celebrated survivors, supported women and girls in their STEM careers, and raised millions for research on cardiovascular disease in women, and we're still going.
I've made Go Red for Women a philanthropic priority because only 44% of women know that cardiovascular disease is our #1 killer. It affects women at any stage in their life, and we need more research, we need more advocacy, and we definitely need more awareness of this disease. As I think about the next century for the American Heart Association, I'm so excited about the possibility of research on women's heart disease.
We're investing millions of dollars each year in Minnesota-led research. And while we don't know what scientific breakthrough is next, you can trust that we're committed to supporting science that's collaborative,
inclusive,
and equity advancing.
In fact, we've pledged $100 million in research funding for science-based solutions to health inequities and structural racism.
Innovation and technology have been crucial for the American Heart Association for the last 100 years. But that innovation will be crucial as we go forward also, because we still have a lot to do. There's still improvements we need to make in how people live and deal with heart disease and stroke.
Each year, we train hundreds of thousands of Minnesotans in the life-saving skill of CPR.
And we're continuing to make Minnesotans safer as we place our second CPR kiosk in Minnesota.
I'm a 2-time cardiac arrest survivor. I went down during a basketball game, and if it weren't for the quick response of several bystanders, including a 16-year-old high school student at the time, I would not be here. It's critically important to learn CPR because it's easy and you could save a life.
As we look into the next century, we're doubling down on our efforts to address health equity and social determinants of health.
Programs like the Empowered to Serve Business Accelerator invest resources and funding in local entrepreneurs and businesses who are improving health challenges for Minnesotans.
Over the last 3 years, the Social Impact Fund in Minnesota has supported community-based solutions that reduce social and economic barriers to health equity.
And due to the increasing demand for community funding, we've reinvested in the Social Impact Fund for another 3 years.
We've established a network of local churches and organizations to bring regular blood pressure screening to our community.
Thanks to you, we have made strides in saving lives from heart disease and stroke over the last 100 years.
But there is still so much work to be done.
For research,
for our children,
communities of color,
survivors,
women,
and all Minnesotans.
Boldly saying,
I am relentless.
I am relentless.
I am relentless.
We are relentless.
Now more than ever, our Minnesota communities need our help.
Join the American Heart Association as we carry the torch into our second century.
In honor of those we love.
For those that depend on our voices.
And for the health and well-being of generations to come.
It all starts with us.